Hey, this is H1. We're going to be running it back with another episode talking about chess knowledge, chess wisdom, and chess understanding again. And today we'll be going over the FIDE World Chess Championship of 2023. Now, it is already over, but I'm going to update you on exactly everything that happened in this World Chess Championship. Now, first of all, let me just say that Ding Liren won. And before we go into like the details of each game, let's go into like the background story and like the rules of the tournament. So first of all, the two players was Jan Nepal against Ding Liren. That's the first thing that you need to know. And secondly, let's go over why didn't Carlsen play, since we already know that Magnus Carlsen is better than everybody in the world right now. But this is what happened. Shortly after successfully defending his title against Jan Nepal in 2021, Carlsen said that he would only play the next World Championship match if his challenger was young prodigy Grandmaster Alireza Firouzja. At the beginning of 2022, Carlsen once more said in an interview with a Norwegian newspaper that he would probably not defend his title. And this article is by chess.com, of course. Now, however, it was only on July 2022 that Carlsen officially announced that he would not play the next World Chess Championship match and abdicate his title. The news came as a shock to many people in the chess world because Jan Nepal won the candidates tournament. Now, the format of this tournament was 14 classical games, and the player who scored at least 7.5 points wins the match and becomes the next World Chess Championship. Becomes the next World Chess Champion. Now, the time control was 120 minutes for the first 40 moves, followed by 60 minutes for the next 20 moves, and then 15 more minutes for the rest of the game, starting on move 61. There was a 30-second increment per move too. Now, players were not allowed to agree to a draw before Black's 40th move. The tiebreak rules. The match was still tied after the 14th game, leading to the following tiebreakers to decide the champion in order. So a 4-game rapid playoff with a 25 plus 10-second increment, a time control, was played after they got into the tie breaks, but we're going to talk about how that happened. And then just to say, the prize fund was £2 million, so if the match had been decided within the 14 classical games, 60% of the prize fund would go to the winner, while the remaining 40% would go to the runner-up. Instead, the match ended in the tiebreakers. 55% goes to the winner and 45% goes to the runner-up. As a result, Ding Liren won £1,100,000, while Jan Nepal won $900,000, which is still awesome, but you know, he wants to be world champion. I get it. Now, they just go over the history. Okay, enough with that. Let's get to the exciting part, which is the games that were played in this World Chess Championship. Now, if you think about it right quick, and let me go through these games, it was pretty interesting because the first round, of course, it was a draw. First rounds is always a draw. But the second round was pretty interesting because Jan Nepal got first blood. And let me just show you how Jan Nepal got first blood. Let me just show you this game right quick. This is what happened. And then we got this position. And this was like the last few moves that happened in this position where Ding Liren just lost his first game in the World Chess Championship. You already know that he was panicking, but at the same time, he came back in the middle of the tournament, which we're gonna be going over. And so let's just go back into exactly the fourth game that Ding Liren won. In the fourth game, Ding Liren won with the white pieces. And this was the result of the game that he won with the white pieces. This was the result. It looked like this. You already see that that pawn on e7 was going to promote. And if Jan Nepal does a move like queen takes, then we're going to promote the pawn. If they do a move like rook to g8, then you could just do queen takes on g8, queen takes on g8, and rook to d8. All right, so that was the last moment of that round. So Ding Liren won the fourth game, Jan Nepal won the second game. Let's continue. And then the third game was a draw. Fifth game, Jan Nepal won. Jan Nepal won the fifth game, which was exciting because nobody thought that he was going to win the sixth game. And then what happened next was the sixth game, Ding Liren won. The seventh game, Jan Nepal won. And then after the seventh game, the eighth game, it was a draw. And there was just draws all the way to game, which game did Ding Liren win back? Because for a moment here, Jan Nepal was up 1 point for one moment. Game 12 was interesting because he got this win off against Jan Nepo. He got this win off. Now, for all the people who's listening to this, you can watch this on Spotify or on YouTube, but this was the last result of that win. It was a crazy game that Dean Laren came back on because there were some opportunities that he could have lost and there were some opportunities missed by Jan Nepo. So he definitely messed up really badly. Calculations were just not there. But this is the World Chess Championship. I'm not sitting at that table. I don't understand what it means to like sit at a table in front of like one person with spectators taking pictures and cameras of me. That is not my job. My job is just to judge the chess, and the chess was not there at all. Not there. And so after round 12 in this chess tournament, 13th round, draw. 14th round was exciting, but a draw. And then we got into the tie breaks, which we already explained that the tie breaks, because they was equal with the first 14 rounds, the tie breaks was 25 minutes with a 10-second increment, and a 10-second increment is just every 10 seconds per move. And what happened was they had to play 4 games in these tie breaks, in these rapid games. And so the first 3 games were draw. But this 4th game was pretty interesting. If you look at this 4th game right quick, we got this position at the end. And if you see, Dean Laren won this position with the black pieces. He won against Jan Nepo with the black pieces. And Jan Nepo is known for being a formidable opponent, especially with lower time control, because he's already fast when he's playing chess, but he got into time pressure and he lost. He did some distinct mess ups in this position. If they would have continued on, with a tie break, then they would have had to play an Armageddon match after this. But they didn't have to, and so, hey, Dean Laren got the win very easily, and that's exactly what happened. And that's how Dean Laren got $1 million, well, pounds. And I know he's happy. I know he's happy. I know he's like chilling with his family, eating some pie, you know, just doing what world champions do. Probably not in the flair of Magnus Carlsen, because, you know, Magnus Carlsen, even on his birthday, he got him a whole yacht, you know, chilling with a whole buffet of food. But hey, maybe Dean Laren might change. Maybe he's like Bruno Mars, you know what I mean? Maybe he got that, what's that song? 2K Go. I don't know the song. It's a long time ago. I know I brought back some nostalgia. Just put in the comments what song I'm talking about. But anyway, that's the end of this episode. Keep on fighting to the end, staying focused in chess and in your real life too. All right? Peace.